And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my people. You know that it helps us out a ton. And of course, it helps you because it helps us keep bringing you these stories every day. Now, y'all, still in a hotel room. So if you hear a little bit of weird audio, just work with me. This is going to be the case for the next several videos. So just get used to it, people. You know, y'all rock with me and I rock with y'all. Now, y'all New Yorkers, I'm sorry, but you've been scammed. Yep, Zohran Mamdani, he scammed you. He scammed you. I'm sorry. I think most of us in the country knew that the scam was in, that the fix was in, that you were being took, hoodwinked. We all thought, how are New Yorkers going for this? But, you know, there's still time, y'all. I don't know. Well, he's already going to be mayor now, but there's still time for you to turn from your ways and come on back around to the right side, y'all. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at Zorhan begging for money. Now, this is the guy, okay, who he's promising everything to everyone. And then when he gets elected, he turns around and he starts begging New Yorkers for money. Okay, so that's the first thing. And also, he says he's going to arrest Benjamin Netanyahu, y'all. That is the prime minister of Israel. Okay, so he says he's going to arrest him on an international criminal court warrant, y'all. Come on, people. Oh my gosh, y'all. This is gonna be funny, y'all. This is actually gonna be, y'all know this guy is actually an actual actor. Like, he's an actor and a rapper. Okay, did you know that? Oh my gosh, it's gonna be funny, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this story. This is gonna be a nice, lighthearted story because we're talking about a guy who's a fraud, who's a scammer, who's an actor, who, you know what he is. So y'all, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. But before we do, y'all, we are launching our official Patreon. So if you want to be a founding member on our Patreon, we have just 222 slots, y'all. If you want to be a founding member, go down, click the very first link in the description, and you're gonna feel good about this, y'all, because believe it or not, we are an actual paralegal school, and we help people get their paralegal certificate and get working in the paralegal field. And all of the proceeds from our Patreon, when you enroll as a founding member, all of that is gonna go to scholarships for people who would like to study at our institute, y'all. So click that first link down in the description. Join us as a founding member, y'all. This deal will not come back. Now let's get into the story.
It's been 2 weeks since we won the election. We've been pretty busy.
Rejects the Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani.
Too often, this is a time of just celebration as opposed to preparation. We want to make it both.
A lot of these things are new, but one of them is pretty old: fundraising. But why are we fundraising? Well, we have less than 50 days until we take office, and we have a lot to do. We have to vet the 50,000 resumes we've received. Thank you. We have to keep paying our incredible team. Thank you. And we have to plan not just our inauguration, but our policy implementation. Now, unlike the campaign, transitions do not get public matching funds from the city. So that 8-to-1 match, gone. It's up to us to raise the money. Usually campaigns take that as an opportunity to rely on wealthy donors, but that's not us. You've already been incredible. We've raised more than $1 million in just 2 weeks. Our average donation is around $77, and more than 12,000 of you have donated so far, which is much lower than the last administration's transition. But we're still asking for your help because we need to raise $4 million in total, so January 1st can be the day we start to deliver, not start to prepare. I hope very soon not to have to ask you for money, but until then, I'm asking for you to go to transition2025.com and give whatever you can to help build a New York that everyone can afford. This is your city, and I can't wait to get to work. No, I'm kidding. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Okay, so he's going to give you free transportation. He's going to give you free childcare. He's going to give you community-run grocery stores. All of that after you chip in for his transition, y'all, because he just can't seem to afford that, right? He can't afford it, so he needs a couple of dollars from you. I'm sure he'll get it. And now, y'all, let's get to, is Zorhan trying to provoke an international incident? Is he trying to supersede and override the federal government and United States foreign policy, saying that he's going to arrest he's going to arrest Benjamin Netanyahu, y'all? Take a look at this. Can you believe this?
Now, to the question around Benjamin Netanyahu, I was asked what I would do after he had just been issued an arrest warrant by the International Court of Justice. My answer is the same whether we are speaking about Vladimir Putin or Netanyahu. I think that this should be a city in compliance with international law. And we have seen other countries across the world who are signatories to the ICC state that they would honor that same request, be it Canada or other countries in Europe. And their honoring of it meant that Netanyahu did not travel there.
You said you would arrest Benjamin Netanyahu based on the 2024 International Court arrest warrant. Next UN General Assembly, as mayor, would you do that?
So I've said time and again that I believe this is a city of international law, and being a city of international law means looking to uphold international law, and that means upholding the warrants from the International Criminal Court, whether they're for Benjamin Netanyahu or Vladimir Putin. I think that that's critically important to showcase our values, and unlike Donald Trump, I'm someone who looks to exist within the confines of the laws that we have. So I will look to exhaust every legal possibility, not to create my own laws to do so.
On the other hand, this is also a world event. Does that not count a little bit?
Well, I think we are a global city, but I also think what New Yorkers are looking for is consistency in the way in which we talk about our values and follow through on them. And that's why I think these warrants from the International Criminal Court, they are worth fully exploring every legal possibility to actually follow through on.
So y'all, we did a video previously about all the ways that Zorhan had scammed New Yorkers, that he had hoodwinked them. And I'm actually going to flow right into that here shortly. But y'all, come on now. I mean, wasn't it clear what was going on here? Wasn't it clear what was going on here? There's no way that he's going to be able to arrest Benjamin Netanyahu. And I'll tell you this, if he tries to make that arrest, if he tries to effectuate an arrest on Netanyahu, he's going to get arrested. I'm going to say that again. If he tries to arrest Netanyahu, he's going to get himself arrested. I mean, Netanyahu travels with security, but they're just going to let NYPD arrest Netanyahu. I mean, this is so crazy, y'all. I can't believe people. But you know what? He has to continue to say this stuff because I don't think he thought he could win. I don't think he thought he could win. Now he done won, right? And now he has to back up everything he said. This is gonna be so hilarious, y'all. He's a funny character, and he's gonna give us all hours and hours of chuckles. Now, y'all, in case you didn't catch our video about the other promises that he made, most of which he will not be able to deliver on, take a look at this.
His agenda is incredibly ambitious. It is, as he has described it, a democratic socialist agenda. Free childcare, free buses, rent freeze, the list goes on. I talked to him on Monday night. He said to me he hasn't wavered 1 millimeter on raising taxes on New York City's wealthiest residents to pay for some of that. Now, Governor, you have said repeatedly that you would not raise taxes. You said, quote, "I've said there's no new income taxes." Do you stand by that promise?
Yes. Again, what I find so fascinating is all this conversation about how I'm continuing to lead New York State. I'm the one putting money back in people's pockets and cutting middle-class taxes, as I've done, and finding ways to support child care. These are areas where I'm aligned with Zohran Mamdani. And we'll work on this and build more housing so people can have a roof over their heads in New York City.
So let's talk briefly about 5 of Mamdani's top campaign promises and whether he can even do these things unless he has the approval of the state legislature and or the governor. So the first thing he said is city-run grocery stores. Now, this is one of the few things that he could try to implement, perhaps with just his city council, okay, just the New York City Council. So he's still gonna need approval from somebody. He can't just, sign a piece of paper, but he could try to implement the city-run grocery stores. Now, what about his free bus program? Nope, that's under state control. So he might be able to provide certain routes for free, but he could not provide all city buses free of charge. So he already gets a big X on that one. He cannot provide the free bus program unless he has state approval. What about a rent freeze in New York City? Nope, he can't do that either. So that's another thing he promised to do that he can't do. He would need approval and buy-in from the state legislature and governor to get that done. Now, he may be able to control the rent freeze on certain city-owned or city-subsidized housing units, but not a general rent freeze. Now, what about expanding city-funded childcare centers? Now, the problem with this is he's probably going to need to raise new taxes to do this. But we just saw Hochul say she's not down with raising taxes. So while he may be able, if he had the money, to do something like expanding city fund child care centers, if he can't raise the taxes, where's he going to get the money? See, that's the problem. So with Hochul saying she's not down with raising taxes, many of these programs that Mamdani wants to implement, he won't be able to, because he can't just unilaterally raise the taxes himself. And finally, he's talking about raising the minimum wage to $30 an hour again. This is something that the New York City mayor cannot do. This is something that the state legislature would have to do with the approval of the governor, okay? So much of what Mamdani is saying he's going to do, he's not going to be able to do unless Hochul's down with him. And Hochul does not seem to be down with him. Again, she's a politician. She knows this guy has a lot of support. She knows that he's a slick talker. So she's not coming right out and saying, as a matter of fact, she used his popularity to boost her own profile, but she's not down with his programs, y'all. As you can see here where she answers reporters' questions about him and his tax-raising ways.
I'm from Buffalo. We don't put up with a lot of crap. So I just want to set the stage that, you look at the history of people who've run multi-million-dollar ad campaigns to try and get me to change my position. I don't change my position. So I just want to put it out there. I respect people's opinions. I respect the proper place to convey them. And so I've said to people, I hear you. And that was important. But also, there's a time and place. And so that's all on that. No, I've had conversations on this trip, but many conversations, I'd say over the summer and the fall, that were important, that led to an understanding of what's in the realm of possibility, shared ambitions, but what is doable is the question. And so, no, we're aligned on so many of these issues. I've made it clear where I have strong disagreements with issues that really do not pertain to, the governance of New York City. I've said you need to get a police commissioner that people trust, who has a record of accomplishment to keep the trajectory that we're on right now, which is crime is going down. Crime is going down significantly. We don't say mission accomplished, but that is a great trend. So him agreeing with that assessment, that recommendation to keep Jessica Tisch, was an important statement on many fronts. So I'm looking forward to, him having our teams keep a lot of conversations with our teams. We said we'd be talking, actually I'm meeting him very soon to talk about our response if there is a surge of ICE agents and National Guard that do come, perhaps after his inauguration, and how we can be proactive in preventing that from happening. And that's the state I'm in right now, prevent that from happening. So we've had a lot of conversations. So no, I think there's a mutual respect, and that's gonna, I think, only grow deeper.
So yeah, y'all, your boy Zorhan, this is gonna be a good time, y'all. New Yorkers, I'm sorry, but y'all did select him as a group. I know everybody watching this didn't vote for him, but you did select him as a group. The rest of us, we just gonna be sitting back like, we told you so. So y'all let me know, do you think Zorhan, we already see him begging for money. We already know that the funds, that there just won't be money for him to do the things he wants to do. But do you think he's going to try to arrest Netanyahu? I think Netanyahu goes to New York like, yeah, what? Arrest me. What do you think's going to happen? Let me know down in the comments, y'all. But before you do, please stop, hit the share button, share this video out over email, text message, WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all your favorite social mediums. And of course, if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. Y'all check out our Patreon down. It's the first link in the description. Thank y'all for watching. Love y'all. We'll see you back in the next one.